tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Blight. Joining me, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here in March with still no PS5 announcement.
Yeah. What? We're not going to talk about all that. Well, we're not going to spend. We're talking about it now. So what am I saying? We're not talking about it. But there is a rumor. We'll note it. There is a rumor that they are randomly going to do something March 3rd American Day, which is this is coming out March 4th Australia Day. So like, if this drops and they randomly do the reveal event just out of the fucking blue, which I think is kind of ridiculous to be honest. But if that's a thing that happens. I don't know why we moved the recording date and release date of the show at all. It was a fucking waste of time. is what that boiled down to. But also, if they randomly do the release date thing tomorrow, then you'll just be the only reason you care is because you'll be like, "Oh, won the bet, Dylan." Oh, dude.
That's true. Look, pretty sure I said March. I can't remember exactly what
you said. Like March something. It was like early days or whatever. And I said like 28th of February or some shit. So. Yeah, I'm past use by date at this stage. I don't know. I feel like we give it another couple of weeks because then we're past both being close to any of our dates, and then we're gonna have to go round 2 predictions. Let's chuck in the next ones. Pull them out of a rabbit hat. Anyway. Also, this is episode 150, so
yay!
I mean, it's not like a big one. It's not 200, but mini party popper. At least I was here for this one. I wasn't here for episode 50, so. Yeah. I was here for 100.
That's true. I remember.
I remember too because you pointed it out for like 10 minutes on the episode when I listened to it. Anyway, in the trophy cabinet this week, Puss in Boots has been cast in Uncharted, PS Plus games for March, the Silver Trophy, Gold Trophy, Dreams Creators getting jobs, and we hit a platinum with the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, which we're going to jump into talking about right now. So, last night as of recording and Monday night, they Square Enix is like, hey, how are you doing? It's like what 6 p.m. Australian time, 7 p.m. something like that. I can't remember.
Something like that.
So it's probably like I don't know, ridiculous time in America. Where it was just weird time, really. And they're like, hey, Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, go for gold. Here it is. And I should actually go back and update our news story because originally when I watched the trailer for it. I was like, oh, it's just the one I played at PAX because I saw like the trailer's like only 30 seconds and I saw the spider boss and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh, it's the one I've played. No worries. I'll download it and play it again in case there's anything new. But judging off that 30-second clip, I was like, this just looks like what I played. No, it's nothing like what I played. It's the. I mean, it's what I played. The end of it's what I played at PAX.
It's just a little bit longer.
It's a way longer. It's not even a little bit longer. It's way longer. Like, pretty much like 3/4 of this I never played. So the thing I played at PAX, we'll boil it down for people who have played the original Final Fantasy, this is the start of the game. So it starts with the opening cutscene of the game, how exactly as it was from the original. It then starts exactly how the original game starts. And you go through with your group as Cloud, Barrett, and whatever, you're making your way through the Shinra Tower. You go in, work your way through some security doors, fight some enemies, so on and so forth. They've changed some of the design, obviously, because it's not the exact same game, and some enemies are different, and it's not random encounters for a start, and whatever else. But the general like way you're working through, you get through the security doors, you end up in this big sort of open thing where you go down the plant your bomb, and then when you plant the bomb, the big spider boss shows up. So what I did at PAX was I was at the top. It starts you at the top of the walkways, and then you drop down those couple ladders, and then you just fight the spider boss, and then the demo ends as soon as it begins dying. So this demo starts way before that, like the start of the game. And also this demo gives you a little bit more after the spider boss. So yeah, what I played at PAX was like smallish chunk. But when I watched the trailer for this, when they announced it on Twitter or whatever, I was like, oh, this is just the same one I've played. But no, so I should,
No, because this is like the full first hour of the game.
Pretty much the full first hour. And you could do everything you could in the main game. Like you can open up menus, fuck around a bit. I mean, they haven't really unlocked the materia options yet because I was trying to look for them, but they're not there. But yeah, you can spend time fucking around in the levels, breaking all the boxes, either the ones you need to, the ones you don't need to, whatever else.
You can hit pretty much anything.
You can hit pretty much anything.
It's cool. Sparks fly and everything. Couldn't do that in the original, I bet.
No, believe it or not. So I want to get your thoughts first because you didn't get to, like, I've talked about it kind of before, obviously. So, and you haven't played the original one. So, what
actually, I did play the original. I played part of the original.
Oh, like
it's
you
pretty
played
much
this part.
Exactly this part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's cool. It plays like Kingdom Hearts. I think the only thing that bugged me is there's like no jump button, which is the only thing that like threw me for a little bit. But yeah, it's interesting. The systems, obviously, the combination of that real time, like the turn based kind of elements into the real time battling, where you sort of pause for a second and then select what special ability you want to use. That's cool. Yeah, it pretty much works pretty seamlessly, the switching between the two, between Cloud and Barrett when you unlock or get to the point where Barrett joins your party. It looks beautiful, like that full-on opening sequence with Aerith, I think? Aerith. Yeah. Zooming out and getting her flowers trampled and shit. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Just the world in general looks cool. Yeah. The design of Cloud is kind of weird, but
why?
Just in, like, from a purely design point, it like kind of looks weird. This guy with like metal bolts sticking out of his arm and like a massive sword that somehow sticks to his back without affecting his mobility at all.
The design
I mean, these are problems from
1997,
but still.
There's a dude with a machine gun strapped to his arm. Like,
is it strapped to his arm or is it his arm?
It is his arm.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know.
Also, I'm not in love with Barrett's voice acting. It's not.
No, I
hate
hate
it.
it.
Over the top.
That's my biggest criticism.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would call it the voice acting or just the way
the performance.
It's been written, which I will say it was written like that in the original.
Yeah.
Even though it was only text, but it was always all caps and like very stereotypical, like
big
black guy yelling at you type stereotype thing. But this is a remake and they're changing many things. Like they've already changed many things about the game. So they don't really have an excuse that they had to stick to how Barrett was portrayed in the original directly. You could still make him a strong black character, like with the same sort of vibes without it falling into that stereotypical always yelling thing that he's doing in this, you know?
Yeah.
Because it comes off. If the big sword seems cheesy and unrealistic, I think there's that one scene with Barrett's when you're in like the elevator and going down, and Barrett's like, you know what, man, like all this sort of stuff. I'm like, this is not great. Like, just isn't. It's kind of killing my mood, especially because every other character that you interact with just seems more
reasonable,
like they're actual real characters, whereas he just seems like a joke character. I don't even know. Like, it's weird. He just seemed really off. But I'm hoping, even if I'm not liking it, that I guess I'll just have to, when the full game comes out, after an hour or so, a couple hours, I'll just accept it for what it is and move on. Yeah. Any other things that stand out to you, or?
No, I mean, there was some repetitiveness and things like some of the lines when you open different boxes and beat enemies and that kind of thing. But yeah, there was no glitches I could tell or any problems like the ladder. Just the moving around feels a bit tacked on, but I guess that's just like going up ladders and that kind of stuff. I feel like it's kind of, but that might have been in the original game. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, there was ladders there. So it's all this.
Yeah.
The design of the areas is pretty much.
It's just from the original game, so that's just how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the original, they kind of the whole like going down several ladders there, zigzagging was, I'm pretty sure, just added on to make you have to run into more wild encounters on the way because it was random and whatever else.
Well, it backs itself. It goes the other way where you have the tension of the timer, which seems arbitrary.
The timers are in the original when you set the bomb.
Yeah, but do you get the option of 20 minutes or 30 minutes?
Yeah, if you set 20 minutes, you get an extra cutscene at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said
that's the only difference, because I set 20 minutes to find out, and then when I looked on Twitter after I saw people point out that if you set 20 minutes, you didn't get this little extra scene at the end, still with the bomb going off. So I was like, okay, whatever. No, I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I talked about the combat before because I fought the spider boss and stuff like that. The one thing I never did when I played it at PAX was because I don't think they like taught me this in tutorial. Maybe it wasn't in that version that I played, which is that you can switch Cloud's stances, which I was really enjoying because it allows you to like either like just stick to the normal mode, which means that Cloud kind of moves fast and you can press circle to dodge, roll, and you can hold R1 to block and whatever else. And Cloud's like rather nimble when he's in that mode. But then you can press triangle to switch to his
Predator stance?
I don't know. It's like
Something
he's all
like
in offensive mode, whatever it's called, basically. Where he moves slower, can't block, or can't roll, he can block. But he does more damage. Yeah. So like once I got used to that, it became a thing where you just like kind of triangle, switch, and then like if you stagger an enemy, switch to that mode, start doing a bunch of damage, and then like switch out of it when they get out of stagger and like roll out of the way. And that felt very like a proper sort of third person action game, not like an RPG type thing where you're like switching between stances and trying to block and roll and whatever else. That felt actiony, so that was cool. Because Barrett doesn't have that. Barrett's triangle is just once he shoots enough, it charges up and you can. Yeah, it's just an overcharge attack, which isn't as exciting. But yeah, the rest of the stuff that I felt when I played at PAX here, obviously, I'm still really impressed with how easy it just switches between everyone on the fly. Like there's not even like a slight second where I could see like, oh, the frames hung there for a second there as they like switched over. It's just very seamless. The camera's like zips back and forth between the two characters. When you have three, I presume you just press either left or right in the D-pad to switch to, like, they'll be assigned, left will take over to Tifa and right will take over to Barrett or however it works. Yeah. So that'll be cool when you have all of them on the go. And then at the same time, it gets really good when you're like in the battle and you can just press L2 or R2 to bring up the menu and just tell that character to like use this move or like use a potion on me or whatever else. Because there'll be times like in the spider fight where I'm going ham as Cloud, but I got half my HP knocked out of me because I stood in a bad area right as it was doing like a big electric attack or whatever and like did 200 damage. And instead of like stopping to heal myself, you can just be like, I'll keep attacking, and then you press L2 and like tell Barrett to heal you, or because he's got cure anyway, so you can do that. But you can just do everything on the fly, and it just feels. It really does like move it up to, because as it's kind of funny because we talked about Arcade Couch last week. If you want to listen to it, like the whole JRPGs, turn-based, and like how I was saying that I don't think anyone likes them anymore because they're so slow and whatever else. This like does the weirdest thing where the game is like so action-paced, but it really is sort of slow at the same time because you're going to spend so much time in these menus, but because you can open them and then quickly assign actions within like a couple seconds and then go back to like slamming square to do attacks, no one's going to think of the game as like slow. More slow or tactile or whatever, but you're going to be spending so much time in these menus when you're playing the full game. You're going to be constantly opening them quickly to assign actions and stuff.
Yeah, luckily there's some shortcuts and that kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, it's just anything that has selectable special abilities, I think, has similar problems. But what are you gonna do?
It's just a weird mix because you can like I'm like that stuff with Cloud where I'm clicking the triangle to switch between modes. I'm like parrying. You can parry weirdly, kind of sort of parry as Cloud. Block, of course. You can roll. Like all of that feels like it just makes the game feel like a proper action game when you're playing as Cloud. You got like typical anime dude with big ass sword. Like it could be a platinum game, at that stage. And then you're like X, assign ability, switch to Barrett, assign use this thing. Like it's like a weird mix between this like super aggressive hyper thing and then that stuff. But all of it was cool. I like how the other thing they've added that I mean, some of this existed in the original game. Yes, some of it I can't remember how much was there. I'm pretty sure a lot of the conversations changed anyway. But as you're working your way through the building, some of the little back and forth between all of the characters. I'm mental blanking on their names.
Jesse, Wedge.
Jesse, Wedge, and Biggs. Yeah, like all of their back and forth and stuff like that. There's that one point where Jesse's like on the ground, like Cloud's talking or whatever, and she's like, you know, he's not bad on the eyes and all this sort of stuff. And then she's like talking to Biggs or whoever it was. He's like, oh, it's not that big a deal. She's like, I don't think you're reading from the same paper as me. Or you're like, we're not even looking at the same book or something. I thought that was like a funny back and forth to hear. So I was enjoying all that stuff. Obviously having and I think all of their voice acting and stuff is fine. Even the thing with whichever one, Wedge. I think it's Wedge. Like he's the the bigger one who's a bit of the cartoon character or whatever. But he has that point where he like gives Cloud like the kind of anime like thumbs up scene, which is like the typical thing. But it didn't feel like super like anime. It was still just like, hey, like, and I was like, I can handle this. And even Cloud throughout this whole thing, and this is how he is in the original as well, like the grumpy dude, and he's like, I'm just here for the money, I'm not here for your cause, and all that sort of stuff, which is how it was in the original. But it's kind of, I was worried they would go too far into making him the like the emo anime character type thing, but he it doesn't seem that bad. Like he doesn't seem too down that road. He definitely doesn't seem as bad as he's a lot like that in the Advent Children Final Fantasy VII movie, which is set after the actual game. But even in that, he's a bit like anime emo type territory of being like, oh, I don't ever care like about your thing, guys. But no, oh, it's really good. I found it. I was kind of annoyed at the spot where the demo ends because I was like hoping I'd at least get to see, because spoilers, I guess, for like shortly after where the demo ends. But the one of the most famous scenes, because in the original, one of my original PS1 demo discs I had, you could watch the trailer for Final Fantasy VII. It was one of those demo discs where it's like had trailers on there and then actual demos for other games as well. And I had a Final Fantasy VII trailer on there, but no demo. But I'd watch this Final Fantasy VII trailer over and over and over because there's a moment in the trailer where it shows these characters. And of course, thinking about it now, I'm like, they look like shit, obviously, these little polygony triangles on top of triangles characters. But it shows the character of Cloud, and he tries to make a jump, and the explosions go off, and then he falls down, and it switches like overhead camera shot of like this character like, no, as he falls down. And because, spoilers, at some stage Cloud is going to, like when they're trying to make their escape, he unless they change it, obviously, I don't know, but he falls down, and spoilers, that's how he ends up in the like slums area and meets Aerith like shortly after. Then I just spoiled like the next 10 minutes of the game. Oh no, what? So no, it came out like for all the things I could spoil for a game that came out 25 years ago.
Can't believe he meets that girl that's in the
that's in the opening of the game. That's and the trailer and whatever else. Yeah, no, crazy. So I was kind of hoping when the game continued after the spider boss, I was like, oh, that's where they're going to end it, like with Cloud like falling or something, like a cliffhanger for people who don't know, or like he lands like next to Aerith or something or whatever. But then just cuts away at a weird point. They like kind of teased it because he like jumps up and. Like, yeah, it's fine. And then they also never make out the game's ended. I'm like, oh, I'm just watching a trailer now because it's like,
yeah, I can't control anybody.
I can't control anybody. I'm just watching a trailer now. And then it comes like, hey, do you want to buy the game? I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need to like pre-order it right now. But I also find it funny. They don't say, hey, do you want to buy the game when you finish the demo? And the demo just says, buy the game. Like, I was like, the wording on this is not, would you like to buy it? It says, buy the game. You have no question about it. Square Enix says, give us your money.
Buy the game.
Give us your money. Buy the fucking game. Anyway, yeah, so that's Final Fantasy VII demo. Barrett's the biggest hang up. The rest was great. Download it and give it a go if you're not sure about it. I would say if you don't really care for RPGs, give it a go. If you don't really care for third-person action beat-em-up type stuff, it's not exactly that either. It's like a weird hybrid of everything. And it is definitely beautiful. And that was the other thing I was going to mention because sound was great. I just gave somehow I did this. I was like, sound was great, but I just gave big old finger to the camera, so that's fine on video version, people. The sound was great and it looks beautiful. And these are two things that I don't think I could appreciate as much when I played at PAX because I was playing on that. It wasn't a tiny monitor, but it was a monitor and it was crowded area. The headphones I had on weren't like full noise cancelling, so obviously I couldn't hear everything. So playing it now on my big TV with my own headphones on in the quiet of my room, I was like, the music, the stuff, I can hear them properly. This looks way better on a big TV. This is great. I'm wondering if they'll have an option for like 60 frames per second with lower resolution or something like that, or a 30 frames higher one though. They may have something like that simply because it's like got the sort of action stuff. And I personally would probably just go for the better graphics because as much as you got to do some dodging and stuff, I'm like, surely it's not that intense and I don't need 60 frames. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. If you're set on getting this game, do you recommend playing the demo or do you think it's kind of unnecessary?
Oh, if you're set on getting it,
there's no
unlock this if you played the demo or something.
There's
like
no
that,
unlocks or nothing. No
save data carries over. Yeah, no. I'd say if you're dead set on getting it, no, you don't need to play this. It's fine. In fact, if I didn't do podcasts or content, I probably wouldn't have played it. To be honest.
Yes.
The only reason I played it is so I could talk about it. Like that's how the world works. Yeah. So I would say if you're like, no, I'm getting it. Look, we just told you about it. We said it's great. You could be like, oh, I'm jealous. I want to play it. Go play it then. But if you're like, oh, they said it's great. That's cool. It means I can be more excited for the game. Then that's it. You don't need to play it. It's fine. Especially, move on. Let's get into some PlayStation news. First thing, PlayStation Plus games got revealed for March. They're out now by the time you're listening to this. So you got Shadow of the Colossus and Sonic Forces. Yes, Shadow of the Colossus, the massively, horribly reviewed game, and Sonic Forces, the Metacritic darling. Wait, did I have that backwards? I don't know. What a weird mix, though. Honestly, Shadow of the Colossus. What should we put out with that month? Sonic Forces sounds good. You know, like a 6 out of 10 Metacritic or something probably. And Shadow of the Colossus, one of the most loved PS2 games of all time that was remade by Bluepoint. Go for God. So my pick for the month is Shadow of the Colossus. Which, but after saying all that, let me step on my tail here a little bit. I haven't played it. Own it. Never got around to playing it. But that's that. But have you played any of these? Do you care for any of these?
I've played like 3 Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus. Bought the game 3 times maybe.
Yep, I brought the PS3 HD thing, and then I brought the actual remake as well.
Yep.
Yep, played them.
Yep. Never finished it, yeah.
Nope. But would you recommend it?
I mean, worth giving it a try to see what all the hype's about. I mean, taking down that Colossus is cool. It's a cool feeling.
Why'd you stop playing it then?
Because controls are not great.
I thought they updated and fixed them for the...
They improved it, but there's some things you just can't fix. Sometimes something's broken can't be fixed.
This is true, I suppose. They're your 2 games. Nothing exciting. There's no VR game. There's no Firewall this month or equivalent. So
no.
Either way, I'd rate it as a decent month, obviously, because
is this the second Sonic game we've seen on PS Plus? Didn't they put Sonic Mania on it?
Yeah, I think they did at some point. Sounds about right. I assume Sonic Forces is because after the Sonic movie did so well, they were like, we got to keep this hype going. Like, hey, Sega's like, hey, PlayStation, put a Sonic game on Plus. We're going to keep people's mind on Sonic. Go fast. Yeah. All right. So next thing, I don't know how much truth is to this, but it was interesting. So Amazon France posted up. It was spotted by Nibellion on Twitter. Amazon France had a listing up for Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, which I thought was worth mentioning because we did talk about this back at the start of the year when Jason Schreier originally wrote a report saying that sources he had told him that the game would be coming to PC. So if you put the Jason Schreier thing and combine that with the Amazon listing, which is now removed, obviously, it seems I'd put the chances at 90% at this stage or higher. You know, like I'm feeling pretty good about this Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC. Today they also just revealed the official release date for Death Stranding coming to PC. So I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to think, because obviously the longer we keep waiting, the more of a rumors and news stories and stuff I keep like being like, is everything just going to be part of one event? You know, like we keep being like, when's this PS5 reveal event? Thinking they're just going to talk about specs and all this sort of stuff. But maybe when they do whatever they're going to do, It's going to be more than just showing the PS5. It'll be like, here's PS5. We're going to work better next gen to do stuff with PC. The first of that relationship is bringing Horizon Zero Dawn to PC. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it could be something like that. And it's out today.
Man.
I feel like they could do that. You know?
Probably.
Like,
I mean, it's a PC game, so.
like just drop it. People.
It's not like they have to. It's not like stores have to order stock or anything.
No, just press the little tick. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure, but
yep.
Yeah. Which would be cool. I think if it did drop, I wouldn't be keen to play through it all again, but I'll definitely be keen to be like, how like optimized are they making these? Especially if Sony's publishing it and like Sony in-house is porting it. I'd be interested in giving it a look simply to be like, how much are they adding and optimizing this for PC? Like, I basically want to give it a go just to press escape and look in the options menu to see what's going on under the hood type thing, you know? Because especially if they're doing it all in-house, that would be quite interesting. Sony could be considering wireless charging for PS5 controller rights. Push square. Another day. Another Sony patent. So this one was registered last year, they's right, but the full documentation has just come public. Attachment which would allow wireless charging. In other words, you clip this onto your DualShock, which would pair with the dedicated charging base. The battery gets charged. The future is here. The only problem I have with this, because I want this. I mean, who wouldn't want this for a start? But my problem with this is they're saying the patent was signed and it would be a clip-on stuff and whatever else. I'm like, okay, that would make sense if they were looking to make a device to clip onto PS4 controllers, you know? If they brought out the PS5 DualShock, if the DualShock 5 comes out and they're like, oh, you have to buy an attachment to get wireless charging, I'd be like, what the fuck do you mean I have to buy an attachment? The controller is new. Shouldn't it just have been part of the, built in? Get the hell out of here. It's a different story if they brought this out today. But then I'd be like, are you telling me I have to choose between having my back button attachment plugged in and my goddamn wireless charging light at this stage? Get the hell out of here. That ain't happening. Load of shit. Now,
Well, I mean, you can't wirelessly charge and use your back button at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
So it really doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but what if I want to play with my back button and charge at the same time?
I don't think that's possible because it says it's got a dedicated charging base.
Yes. I just plug it in close. I get a bigger USB.
So you just hold the controller on the charging base. And you want the back button on top of that as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe no. I want this though. This was something I think. Didn't I say this in
Yes, you said, hey, let's have a wireless controller. Wireless charging. You just put the controller on top of the PlayStation.
That's
and charges.
Yes. I'm full of great ideas. Is all I'm saying. You know, I said that was our end of year episode. Whatever with Buddy on it. Yeah, talking about PS5 stuff. That was my thing. And now I see this patent. I'm like, they're listening to me. I don't care if this says that they filed this summer last year. They were listening to me. They knew the ideas before I had them myself. So I'll take this, obviously. I want wireless charging. Because I hate cords. I look around. There's too many in my room as it is. I opened up one of these drawers to look for a cord the other day. I hated them. That was a terrible time. There's too many fucking cords coming out the back of my PlayStation. As much as I like having these charging stations for my DualShocks, they're still cords.
Mm-hmm.
The power cords.
I mean, you're going to have to plug the base into something. So there will be some cords.
There'll be USB, right? Couldn't I just plug it into the back, at least one cord straight into the back of the console?
I don't know, maybe. Do you think that's going to be enough power to charge?
I mean...
Well, I guess it charges the controller. You plug it in with straight.
Controller, yeah. So surely.
I mean, all it means is you just don't need to plug it into the base. You know,
Yes.
you don't have to specifically put it in at a certain angle or whatever. You just chuck it on the base and then wait for it to charge.
Yeah. That's how I charge my phone at night. I got rid of in an attempt to get rid of 2 cords, this is what I did. I was at Bunnings, and I saw they had a lamp. And the bottom of the lamp has a base, a QI charging base. So I brought the lamp, and then it allowed me to get rid of my old lamp, bedside lamp, and my iPhone charging cable and combine them into one slot. So you see what I'm saying? I got rid of 2 things, and now I got 1 cord. Bam.
Unbelievable.
Wireless charging is the future. Boy! I got a couple of Dream stories here. First one's a good one. Dreams creators have already started receiving job offers in the games industry, right? Where am I? PlayStationLifestyle.net. Media Molecules Dreams was in early access, blah, 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 blah. In an interesting article published by The Escapist, a Dreams player who made the arcade shooter Blade Gunner revealed that he's already received a job offer from a European developer. The creator, who goes by the handle Jimmy Jules 153, didn't name the studio for obvious reasons, but expressed his excitement over the future prospects. He has no prior experience of programming or game development. Speaking to Escapist, Jimmy Jules 153 said, "The tools are beyond anything I could have imagined on any platform. I could immediately see the potential for what this game could become with a supportive community behind it. I didn't expect the kind of support my game received, but this makes me so happy I was able to entertain so many people. There are some brilliant games on the front page, and it's an honor to be chosen to be among them. I was approached by a European game development company who asked me to join their team. I'm excited for the future and where this may take me. It's worth noting that Media Molecule itself has hired a number of Dreams creators to make content for the game on an ongoing basis. This isn't uncharacteristic of the studio, which is known for hiring Little Big Planet creators in the past, some of whom later ended up at major video game companies. The game he made is did I mention this one? It's basically Resogun. Like, it's not Resogun. This is the
one you talked about.
Yeah, it's not Resogun like exactly the Resogun, but the general design, which, to be fair, Resogun is just taking like a old school game design and turning it into a thing where you just rotate around I mean, it's the same as what like Super Stardust HD was like a build upon some form. I mean, it all goes back to Space Invaders, like, so I'm like, whatever, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what the game is. It's Resogun. You're rotating around a planet field for type circle area, and you just constantly loop around, and you can shoot behind you, in front of you, and then between levels you can buy power-ups and all sorts of things like that. So either way, that's a cool story. Always to see, and that is, I would say, so far one of the we're going to be picking a level in a minute. We're going to talk about a game we played this week, a Dreams one. We haven't picked this, but I will say that I reckon this is one of the most full, when we're talking about full package games that I've played, this Blade Gunner one is one of the most full package ones, because it has a couple levels done. You can chase high scores against your friends, the leaderboards, world, whatever. Between levels, you can buy health power-ups, missile power-ups, etc. Like it just feels like a full thing. And it sounds great, looks great. Doesn't have exactly the same detailed particle effects that Resogun had that the PS4 was so proud of when it launched, because that was one of the things PS4 was like launch sort of area games, and Resogun's like, look at all the particles when stuff exploded. 1 million particles. Following that up though, we have another. So IGN wrote this story, and I think this one is quite interesting because I agree with pretty much everything it's on about. So IGN, Dreams devs looking to improve trending tab to highlight more original content. Dreams Media Molecule's newest game/creation tool has been hit with creatives looking to flex their game design prowess, but some say the discovery tool that's meant to highlight up-and-coming projects tends to favor viral content over original creators, something Media Molecule says it's looking to address. Dreams is a tool that let creators work within the Dreams, give the game engine, create all kinds of games, animations, and visual content, blah, 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 blah. But one critic of the training system is how it places more weight on games based purely on plays and not necessarily likes. In practice, this floats remakes and memes up to the top of over original creations that may not have gone viral. In one thread on the r/PS4 Dream subreddit with over 1.2 thousand upvotes, players are discussing ways this system can be improved. Quote, I understand that trending games are the most played games of the day, but what happens is that meme and superhero game that have 3K plays but only 100 likes are absolutely overshadowing game creations that have like 200 likes but only have, for example, 400 plays, says one person. Another person said feedback is a vital point. Dreams, the Media Molecule spokesperson told IGN that feedback is a vital part of helping us shape and grow the Dreams community. We started making the first changes to our recommendation and discovery algorithms in early access and plan on continuing that work to improve them as we go. Media Molecule specifically mentions the Reddit thread saying, quote, the Reddit thread currently contains some good ideas such as the way likes versus plays ratio currently, and we're certainly giving them all careful consideration as part of the process. And it continues on. And in general, and I had skimmed through the Reddit thread as well to see general, like, what people are talking about, and all of it I pretty much agree with. Like, it does, and we've sort of talked about this, how, you know, front page, it's just, you know, especially when it was in early access, it was the same sort of stuff, always. And then it was always, like, the remake stuff, the remakes of levels and remakes of games and blah, 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 blah. Which when it first got early access, that stuff was easy to dive in and be impressed by, and I think everyone was. But as I said a couple weeks ago when we did the Dreams review, I'm just over it now, to be honest. Like, unless it's a really, really, like, it would have to be something special to to impress me at this stage. Because even now I'm scrolling through, it's like, another Crash thing, another Crash remake. Like, just stop. You know,
it's
like,
Crash, but it's Mario.
Please, just
they changed the model.
Just don't do it. And I just like, and I get it, because like a lot of these people are, and even the algorithm thing makes sense. You know, like if something has 3,000 plays, but not many people liking it, because a lot of these remakes or whatever, like people start them and then go, oh, this isn't that great, and they don't bother liking it. But a lot of people jump into it because they're like, oh, Crash, Silent Hill, fucking whatever, Digimons. I don't know.
There's Digimons?
I don't know, probably. People dive in, but then they're like, oh, this is actually pretty trash. And then they get out of it. But it gets lots of plays, quote unquote plays. But then you'd wonder, like, what's the retention rate for those plays? Like 10 seconds and someone's out already? You know, like that counts as a play, quote unquote play. But then people dive out, you know? So it's like, this seems a bit unfair. And it is becoming, like, I've played a bunch of really good stuff lately, but I've really had to scroll for a bit to find it. And luckily I've had some, randomly people are just sending me stuff. I don't know how wide people are sending me stuff, but,
I wonder why. Host of the #1 PlayStation podcast.
Oh, that's right.
With the dedicated Dreams segment.
That's right.
The original dedicated Dream segment.
Continue doing it, everyone. Anyway, so I played for like an hour last night, and everything I played for like an hour last night was just old stuff that was in my, like, oh, someone sent you this. I'm like, y'all making my job easy. Coming easy. I mean, two of those things were from Nick, but at least that's fine. Nick, we can all share it. I like how you can just send people stuff. Makes life easy. There you go. That was good. Anyway, so how do you feel about this? Do you agree? Disagree?
I mean, yeah, it'd be good to see more original content, like, featured more heavily. But algorithms has been a problem on these kind of services since day dot. I mean, YouTube's still having problems with it. Instagram's still having problems with it. You're never going to make everybody happy. So, and then as soon as people figure out how to get to the top, then they'll exploit it. Well, I guess if you're exploiting it with original content, that wouldn't be too bad. But, you know, I mean, I think just dedicated curators. If you look through people's profiles, and obviously people have been curating different playlists of different games and that kind of thing. So if you explore, if there's a way to find that kind of stuff easier, I don't think there is a clear way to find like popular playlists or something like that, or like promote good curators. That might be something to look into. But yeah, I mean, it's a tricky problem when there's like probably so many dreams being made, like every single day.
It's definitely something they need to look into though, because that's my one. And I think it's way better than early access, but it's still like, and it may get to a stage like if a month from now it's still just like front pages all just. I'm like, still just these fucking remakes and whatever. And I get it to a point. Like, I do get it, because obviously when I, as I said, when we first got it, that was the stuff that was very easy to be like, this is cool. But I feel like eventually, surely we all have to support the game on what's going to make it last longer, which is original stuff. And that's what's exciting to me now, because that the dodgy remakes was like proof of concept.
Could do anything.
Yeah, it was like just a proof of concept thing, but now I'm just like, okay, none of this is particularly exciting anymore. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Get over it. It's Uncharted movie update time. That's right. It's the segment that we thought was going to be once a month, but is now weekly because stuff just keeps happening. So, Variety writes, Antonio Banderas joins Tom Holland in Uncharted movie. Exclusive. Fresh off his Oscar nomination, Antonio Banderas has joined Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg in the cast of Sony's Uncharted adaptation. Sophia Ali and Chilling Adventures Sabrina actor Tati Gabriella. Who's that?
It's Prudence, the leader of the Weird Sisters.
Oh, right, yeah. I have also boarded the film sources tell Variety. Ruben Fleischer will direct the movie, closing a deal after he was reported as the top choice for the job in January. So can confirm that since last time we talked about it. The long gestating project follows Nathan Drake, a treasure hunter who journeys across the world to uncover various historical mysteries. It is unknown who Banderas, Ali, and Gabrielle will play in the film. The most recent draft of the film is set to release March 5th, apparently. Yeah, right. So who do we think Antonio Banderas is playing? The bad guy, right?
Yeah, surely. Or he's playing the real Sully.
They're going to do a bait and switch?
Yeah.
You think it's Mark Wahlberg the whole time? And then out comes Antonio. Hey, it's me.
Hey, kid.
Sully.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Nate. Nate, no.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, I think he's going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, like, surely, you definitely think so. If you get a big name like that, he's definitely going to be the antagonist.
Yeah, they have to get some big name to play the baddie, surely, to round out the cast of. Because back in the day, I was thinking about this recently because I've been watching these Fast and Furious movies. By the way, get ready for It's About Family Studies. So, back in the day, and I mean like early 2000s or whatever, they used to only worry about, or even like 80s somewhat, I guess. Yeah, definitely. All the 80s up to the 90s, whatever. There's some point in like late 2000s where they changed how they did bad guys in movies, because it used to be the good guys have to be big names, supporting cast, possibly big names. Bad guy, doesn't matter. Random Russian, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who they are. And then even all the way up until early 2000s, it's like fucking, it was basically just cast random Mexicans for all American movies because the Mexicans have to be the bad guys.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, depends on the movie and what the bad guys are. If it's a random person of a of a minority race, then it's a random person.
Yeah.
If it's a Caucasian, big damn actor.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the defining thing there. It's like if it's a white dude, it has to be a thing or whatever. But I just have realized more recently that in movies they're like casting, they got to cast big name for the bad guy as well as the good guys. But yeah, I can see Antonio playing a fun bad guy. I think he can. Antonio Banderas is a weird actor simply because he can manage to do, like, as I mentioned, Oscar nominated stuff, but then also he can just be like, I did some good cocaine today. Like, he can kind of head towards Nicolas Cage territory of just off kilter weird acting. So I mean, let's hope we get that. I guess I don't know if I need this to be anything more than just Antonio Banderas yelling at people. Unless they want to make him, like, they want to stereotype him and But no, cool. Uncharted movie segment update time. Nate, no. So the dreams thing we want to talk about for In Our Dreams this week, the pick is Rally 2020, which was created by Germany?
After he says Rally 2020 at the start of the game,
oh, Germany.
Germany.
Right. Oh, it does say. Sorry, I forgot. It was created by TheLostNL and GodSmackct.NL. Of course, you can find this game in our Platinum Explosion list.
It's like Twin something is the name they gave at the start of the game. I can't remember.
Yeah, some studio. Well, they've got a dream studio going. It's basically. They have an opening thing. So this game is Colin McRae's Rally. And by that, I don't mean it's a rip-off because I was just complaining about rip-offs. I just mean in comparison, it's a rally racer game.
It's a rally racer, yeah.
It's a rally racer where you're going around. It's one track, but first-person view only. You can't switch the view. And as you're driving up, you'll have your navigator next to you. You can see holding a piece of paper, and you'll be like, hard left turn, medium right turn, like all that.
Soft left,
all that sort of stuff.
Jump.
Jump. All the rally car.
Except it's like in a German accent, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, he's recorded all the
European accent.
But I'm gonna say, it's not that bad. Like, jump.
No, it's nice. I enjoy it. It's relaxing, soothing even.
Oh, soothing. Nice. The game isn't soothing.
Soft turn. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, no, the game is good, although I found it quite stressful because it's one track, and the first time I did it, I got like nearly a time of like 4 minutes 40 or something, and then it comes up and says, hey, my time's 3 minutes 20. You can watch me do this on my YouTube channel, which I was like, damn, this dude's got it all set up. He's like, play my game, come watch my time on my YouTube channel, subscribe and leave a thumbs up, and then they'll probably link to his Patreon. I don't know, like maybe he's got the full the full fucking thing going. But anyway, I beat the track once. I was like, I think the general car controlling is a little bit weird, but I was like, I think I'll just get used to it if I do another go, which I was getting more used to it the more I tried to do the track. But then I also tried several more times to get close to beating his time. And then the more times I tried, the more frustrating I was getting anytime I accidentally fucking hit a wall. Because I'd get like 3/4 through the race and I'd be like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm like nearly there. And I'd like just slightly nip something coming around the corner and completely fuck everything. And I'm like, for fuck's sake. And then I rage quit this game basically. So I think this is the first dream I've rage quit, I think. I can't think of any other dream where I was like really trying to beat a score or a time trial or something like that, and it just got to the point where I was like, fuck this stupid fucking can't beat this goddamn time. Get the fuck out of here. But I will say that is also a testament to how, I guess, like, it made me want to keep trying. You know, I was like, I'm enjoying this one track rally race decently. Did you enjoy this?
Yeah, I had a good time. I think I also was playing this for like an hour. The first run through, getting used to all the different checkpoints and the resetting and everything, as well as the controls. I think I clocked in like 5.5 minutes. Then went back and then was constantly doing it. Beat your time just to brag.
Wow, that's why you spent an hour just to beat my time.
No, I beat your time really pretty quickly.
Oh, beat it really early.
It's Nick's time's the top one out of the three of us.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. This is one of the games Nick sent me on Dreams, and I played it.
So Nick's time's at the top. Yeah. So then I spent the next like 45 minutes trying to beat his time.
How'd you go? No.
Nope.
What's his time? I didn't say it.
3:15 or something, 3:14, something like that.
Oh, mad.
Yeah.
I can't get the 3:20.
I think we're like a good 30 seconds off. So
fucking hell. I have to go back now. I didn't know that.
It's just like one of those perfect runs, like not hit anything. It's those 180 turns, especially that first one. I don't know. If you can get past the first 2 turns, then you're going to get a good run, or a good-ish run, I think.
Yeah, I
without
feel like
hitting or-
there's a
yeah.
certain point, like towards the end of the track, where I'm like, I'm good, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Either way,
You pass that car. Yeah.
yes,
You're
that
good for
car
that.
that's just sitting in the middle
There's
of the.
nothing else that's going to ruin your track.
Yeah, I'm like the home stretch.
But then other times you just hit like a random thing, or you think you're going to slam up against the wall and you're going to still be able to go, but no, you hit the fence and then you go flying off into some field. And there's other things. There's like dirt that goes onto your windscreen all the time.
Yeah. Oh, your windshield breaks too. Like you know,
The wind,
pebbles come
there's
from it.
set points where pebbles hit your windscreen. So I mean, if you can maneuver it and you know where it's going to be, you can hit it on the right side, so it's like not right in front of you. Then, yeah, that's a tip.
That's a tip for
Rally
pro
2020
players.
fans.
The Rally 2020 players out there.
Yeah, just get your field of vision better.
But no, I think this is really good. Like this is the kind of thing where, as we're saying, it's you pick it up, you're like, oh yeah, a one track rally game. How long am I going to play this for? Next second, you've been playing it for an hour trying to beat everyone on your PSN list time, and then you send it to them.
The quick restart as well helps to make it easy. It's just like triangle straight back into 3, 2, 1, go, and you can't accelerate till you go, otherwise it doesn't work.
No,
another pro tip.
All these pro tips. Jesus, Rally 2020 fans eat a lot. So yeah, this is really good. I can see myself coming back to this, and also I hope that they are, I guess, working on more tracks. That'd be cool. They're like Rally 2020 Australia, Rally 2020 Japan, Rally 20. You know what I mean? Like if this one's Germany. Make more tracks in different places. You got the whole thing set up. But this is also, as I was talking about before, this is a good example where obviously the games is inspired by these rally races like Colin McRae's and stuff. But it's not trying to be that.
It's inspired. It's not a ripoff.
Yeah, it's not a ripoff. It is definitely inspired by, but it's not a ripoff. Yeah. So it'd be like if someone made a game that you could tell was had similar abilities to Crash, but the character was a pig. And some, you know what I mean? Like
the levels were slightly different. Well, very different. Like
very different. But you know, like you could tell, you could be like, oh, there's like definitely these levels feel like inspired by Crash or something. That's I just want to clarify. That's what I want. I'm 100%. If I can play stuff, because that's really cool. Like the idea of people being like, I really love said game, so I made similar thing.
Yeah,
but the way I want to.
You don't want them to make Crash in, like a remake of Crash in Dreams.
Yeah. Yes, that's the stuff I'm past. Rally 2020 is great.
Yeah,
inspired by Colin McRae's, presumably, or just those similar sorts of rally races. But no, it's really cool. So again, Platinum Explosion thing. I need to just make a quick link. What can I say right now? Really, I should have just done this ages ago.
ExplosionNetwork.com/dreams or Plat Dreams.
Yeah, let's just go ExplosionNetwork.com. Like, there's no reason I'd need that link, surely. Our Dreams.
No.
ExplosionNetwork.com/Our Dreams, because that's the segment name. Sure.
Yeah.
Check it out. Go there. I'm making that between now, having said it on this show, and when this posts tomorrow morning. ExplosionNetwork.com/Our Dreams will take you directly to the Platinum Explosion in Dreams website page, where you can then find all of these games we talk about and then stick them in your queue and follow that and so on and so forth. Cool. Okay, so because this was episode 150, I was like, does anyone want to send us questions?
What?
I know, crazy. Michael did want to send us some questions, so I got some questions from Michael. Of course, as soon as I click on the page, it does a whole weird refresh thing. Anyway, we're fine. Here it is. What was the hardest episode to edit? Anyone where anyone's audio is terrible. The ones where audio goes out of sync for some reason. Those. I think that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I can't think of one specific episode.
No, there's never been like a terrible one. I don't think that everything's gone to shit.
No.
For Platinum Explosion.
Not for Platinum Explosion. No, I don't think there's like any specific one for this. But yeah, there are ones where audio problems, fucked, audio goes out of sync. I don't even know what causes that bug. So this is all the stuff no one does it. There's like a weird audio bug that has happened several times on different shows where for whatever reason it like will just constantly go out of sync with the other audio. And I think it's because it like starts slowing itself down weirdly. I don't know. Anyway, so I basically have to go through and then like line up every single word that someone says.
Mm.
And if that sounds like a pain, it's because it is. Like that's very tedious. But it's what has to be done. What started the meta narrative at your boy Ringo wanting to be the permanent host of the show? I don't know. Ask Kieran.
I can't even remember that era of the podcast. So long ago.
It is a long time ago. Which I forgot. I was going to tie this in now because I was going to mention it at the late show. But in case you didn't see on Twitter, at your boy Ringo returning to Platinum Explosion, starting from the 1st of April. Last of Us replay segment. Me and Kieran are going to be talking about our time replaying the first Last of Us game. So Kieran will be back on Platinum Explosion in a segment.
Yeah, but continuously for a while.
For a couple weeks at least, yeah.
Yeah, sate your need for Kieran on Plat.
Yeah. But will he become the permanent host of the show by doing that? No. Would he care to become the permanent host of the show now?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No.
There's like several
very small amount of Overwatch talk.
There's like several times. There's like Kieran being on Plat and having the meta narrative of wanting to be the host of the show. If you only started listing like even in the last 50 episodes, you're like, what? And also, that's prior to even his Overwatch shit. Like that's how long ago that was.
Yeah,
because Kieran doing that and being on Plat was before Overwatch had Kieran.
I think we gave him his own show. Oh, late nights. Look for it on YouTube. And then, through that, he got addicted to Overwatch.
Yeah.
Disappeared for 6 months. Came back nice, clean, and sober. And is very happy doing Arcade Couch and other podcasts.
He's played Days Gone recently. Played PlayStation game. Yeah, there you go.
So maybe he does want to come back as
maybe he's like slowly working his way back in. He's got to start playing some PlayStation games first. Yeah, maybe. What game on your trophy list do you want to delete because you don't want to return to it? Too many? Anything with 1%. Basically. Or maybe 2%. Yeah, I know what I'd set my bar at. Maybe anything less than 10%. I would be happy to delete, I guess, depending on what. Although I'm sure there's some games like that have low trophy percentage where I would kind of keep, I guess, because like I know Last of Us on PS3, for example, I beat it and you have like fucking 10% of trophies because they don't give you fuck all trophies in that game. So I guess I would keep that, for example. But other than that, there's heaps of anything with 1% I'd want to like if I scroll through now, it's like No Man's Sky. I've got 4 bronzes. Would I return to that anytime soon? I'm not planning on it. So I'd kind of be happy to delete it. Because it's only 4 bronzes. Borderlands 2 VR I started. I've got 1 bronze. I would happily delete that. Anthem I've got 1 silver in, 2%. I would happily delete that. Any of this I would happily delete because they fuck with my overall trophy percentage. Even this I would delete. Oh, hold on. This is what the questionable one. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which I spent a lot of time playing. Blackout mode, obviously. I got 1 silver and 2 bronzes. Now, that's a total of 3%. I think that was higher, but then they, of course, started making all the DLC and completely fucked me. This is one I think I would keep, even with the only 3%, solely because I spent so much time playing it, and I do have a trophy for, like, winning Blackout, and then, like, some other trophy for Blackout as well. So, like, I have proof there. So maybe I wouldn't delete everything under 10%, but most things, I think I would delete. Unless they've got a trophy that is like that, similar to that, where I could just keep it. But yeah. I don't think I have one particular game that I hate being on my trophy list. They'd be like, oh, I wish I could keep the platinum for Hannah Montana, but like delete it from my profile. I don't care. I don't really care. I'm happy for it to stay on there. Ash is like,
don't care.
Don't care. Yeah.
I got a bunch of zeros on there.
Delete them. You can delete the zeros for free. It lets you.
Yeah, but I don't care. So.
That's disgusting. Hate every word coming out of your mouth. That'll do it for this week. And with that disgusting, horrible comment, that'll do it for this week's episode. You can follow us all on Twitter. And you can just send us questions, topics, or whatever via that as well, anytime. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be episode 150. ExplosionNetwork.com/Twitter will take you to all our Twitters. You can also email us, mail@explosionnetwork.com with the subject line Platinum Explosion, and you can write in whatever you want there. And that's the way to do things as well. And until next week, remember that every trophy counts and delete your 0% because it looks like trash.
It's fine.
No! Hey, don't forget you can subscribe to the show wherever you're currently listening, and you can drop a review if you can. Find more great shows like this and more content over at ExplosionNetwork.com, and please consider supporting us for as little as $1 over on our Ko-fi page by heading to ExplosionNetwork.com/support. Thanks for listening.